Weather Underground. The Weather Underground. They knew how to treat dissenters. Anybody who dares dissent, they know exactly how to treat them. They knew how to manipulate groups to join their movement. They routinely targeted disaffected minorities and youth. Have you ever wondered why they always go after the youth? How do they do it? Well, manifesto. 1969, Weather Underground. In general, young people have less stake in society. They have no family, have fewer debts, etc. They are more open to new ideas. They haven't been brainwashed for so long or so well. And they are therefore more able and willing to move in a revolutionary direction. That's why nobody's talking about getting the older vote. You got to get the young vote. Now, are they doing this? Are they targeting and are they pitting the youth against the older generation? Let me give you this audio sent in from a listener. Inauguration Day, Al Gore in front of teenage students in a closed room, no adults, just students. This is what he said.
There are some things about our world that you know that older people don't know.
What is that, Al? What are those things? So the kids who are the most vulnerable to these ideas, they're now being taught by our leaders. They're being taught in school. Look at this. Look at this. Here's Soros money, the Tides Foundation, teaching our kids. This is a field trip, students going to revolutionary memorials. Here is a teacher saying, take the country on, it's a revolution. And here is SDS, their website. It's still in operation. It's still going after our kids. The amazing thing is, we have stood silently on the sidelines as they directly target our children. Back to the Weatherground Manifesto. Here it is. We will reach the high school kids who are in motion by being in the schoolyards, the hangouts, and on the streets on an everyday basis. Why do you think that, where is he? This guy is a professor that writes school books. This is indoctrination in the purest sense. They have to get you while you're young, or you're going to reject this nonsense because you know better. The tactic, of course, is still widely in use. Here it is. Indoctrination. This is the kids singing, "We're all going to change the world." Remember this? It's indoctrination. But it's not just politics. It's culture. It's going after the institutions of our society. I've told you already about liberation theology. They are going after our churches. But they're going into our families as well, not just with the kids. They're targeting our traditions. Can you play the First Lady? Do you remember what she said, Michelle Obama?
God knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices. We are going to have to change our conversation. We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place.
We have to change our history and our traditions. What does that mean? From the Weather Underground. The role of the wife-mother is reactionary in most modern societies. And the disintegration of that role under imperialism should make women more sympathetic to revolution. Gotta get the women. Gotta get the women. The most important aspect of any family is the wife-mother, and she's just a reactionary capitalist plot to destroy women's rights? What? I mean, I thought I was supposed to be the conspiracy theorist. But is this line of thought, is this apparent in our world today? I hate to sound like my grandfather here, but I want to show you something. Before the Weather Underground came, father and the role of father in the house, the family unit is being attacked, and it's all right here. The role of a mom, stay at home, a stay-at-home mom. How many women in our society say, I'm just a mom? You're just a mom? It's being demeaned and ridiculed. You can't even teach your own children anymore. You're not capable. You're a stay-at-home mom. With the exception of The Cosby Show, I can't think of very many TV shows where the dad is the smart one. Before the 1960s, these were the shows on television. This was Father Knows Best. Can you even imagine a show named that? This is My Three Sons. Ward Cleaver. Leave It to Beaver. The role of the father was strong. But now, I mean, I hate to be my grandfather and say, we didn't even have Rice Krispies back then. But look at the difference. This was before these guys showed up. Now look at our culture. This is the funniest show ever written on television. I love this show. But Dad's a schlub. How about Everybody Loves Raymond? Dad's a schlub. Great show. One of my favorite shows again. But the roles are reversed. This isn't a mistake. Let me quote again. The crisis in imperialism has brought about a breakdown in culture and ideology. The family falls apart. The kids leave home. Women begin to break out of traditional female and mother roles. There develops a generation gap and a youth problem. Do you see? The breakdown in our culture isn't a cause of the rise of this crazy ideology. It is the result of this. It depends on it. It's a path to power for the radicals. They must have it. They consume it. They feed off it. They are using this path now. That's why I have begged you, bring your kids to 828. I urge you, take that 40-day and 40-night challenge leading up to 828. Restore honor. It starts at home. It starts in here. If we don't restore our families, if we don't restore our honor in our own selves, we are vulnerable, and so are our children, to power-hungry radicals. They have made it very clear that power was their ultimate goal. Here it is. We must build a movement oriented towards power. Revolution is a power struggle. What have I told you about all? It's not about health care, it's about power. It's not about fixing Wall Street, it's about power. And we must develop that understanding among the people from the beginning. Final thoughts on this next.